This is a Hope 1032 podcast.
Hi, I'm Heidi Wiseman. You're listening to Hopeful Reflections with Heidi, where I reflect on biblical principles to anchor you deeper in hope. I pray this message will encourage and inspire you. Recently, I was reading the book of Exodus, and I've always loved how my Bible includes little subtitles throughout each chapter that gives us a glimpse of what is about to unfold. In chapter 23, one of the headings in my Bible reads, "The Conquest of Canaan Promised." Not suggested, not wished for, promised. And then reading on further, one verse captured my heart. It says, "Little by little, I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and possess the land." That's Exodus chapter 23, verse 20. God had already declared the outcome. The land would be theirs. The victory was assured. But what stood out to me most was that although the promise was certain, the possession of it would be gradual. It wouldn't happen all at once. It would happen little by little, step by step. There's such kindness and wisdom in the way God works. He doesn't rush the process or overwhelm his people. He doesn't promise overnight transformation. Instead, he invites them into a journey, step by step, growing, strengthening, and learning to trust him along the way. Because the truth is, this is how God so often works with us too. Ask anyone who has received a miracle. Ask anyone who has walked into healing, restoration, breakthrough, or freedom. Ask anyone who is now living in answered prayer. Most will tell you it didn't happen at once. It began with obedience, with trust, with one small step of faith, little by little, step by step. We can sometimes mistake slow progress for no progress. When prayers aren't answered immediately or change feels subtle, we wonder if God is really moving. But Scripture reminds us that God's always at work, often in ways that are deep, quiet, and transformational. God wasn't delaying Israel, he was preparing them. If they had inherited the land too quickly, they wouldn't have had the capacity to sustain it. Their growth had to match the promise. And the same is true for us. God matures us from faith to faith, from glory to glory. Romans chapter 1 verse 17 says, "For in the righteousness of God is revealed from faith." Transformation is progressive. Faith deepens over time. Glory is revealed layer by layer. God deals with one area of our heart at a time, healing wounds, renewing minds, strengthening trust, little by little. Fear loosens its grip. Little by little, hope rises again. Little by little, the land ahead becomes clearer. This isn't failure. This is formation. So be encouraged. Your steps of faith, taken little by little, are unveiling his glory and his goodness in and through your life. Have a truly blessed week walking with him. Thank you for listening to Hopeful Reflections with Heidi. I'd love you to subscribe to Hopeful Reflections with Heidi on your favorite podcasting app so you can get more faith-filled and inspiring messages of hope. Also, I'd love you to check out my website, hopewithheidi.com, for the video version of this podcast and other hope-filled content.